You are listening to the USDN on the DSPN.
It's a trap!
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people. Today, we have a returning creator who doesn't just make comics; he builds them with intention. Every panel, every page, every decision, and now it's go time. The Kickstarter for the Diary of Sweet Pea is officially live. So we brought him back to talk about the campaign, the story, and why this is the moment to jump in on the Diary of Sweet Pea. The Council of Nerds is now in session. Alim, welcome back to the USDN, my friend.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, we knew this was happening months ago. We were like, got to bring you back when it goes live. So welcome you back. And we'll dive in, man. So the Kickstarter is live.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel for it to finally be live?
It's overdue. I'm happy that it's here. I've been, I kind of dread Kickstarters because they're an emotional roller coaster, but this one so far has been pretty good.
Good. Yeah, you're off to a great start, man. I mean, you're what, 3/4 of the way there almost?
Yep.
So,
just this past Wednesday at 7 p.m. So not even a full 2 days, making pretty good progress.
Dude, that's legit, man. I'm always happy to see when, they start and then they just power right through within a couple of, days, they're done. Now, I was going to ask you how the response has been so far, but I mean, if you're looking at the numbers, that response is pretty good for just a couple of days in.
Yeah, 29 backers. That's been amazing. I think like podcasts like this certainly have helped a whole lot. Mm-hmm. Just getting out there and trying to get out in front of the people and let them know, and the responses is there. We'll see what happens over the next 28 some odd days, and hopefully, that number gets a 0 behind it.
Oh, I have no doubts. That it'll get there, man. So this is launching. You're calling this is for number 3, but issues 1 and 2 are still available on this campaign as well. Yes. So what has been the reactions so far that you've gotten? Have you been getting messages or people reaching out and just to be like, hey, I cited the 3rd one is here?
Yeah, it's been a few people come back happy to see that it's coming. I've been it's been in promotion for such a long time now due to me taking a break to work on other projects and things like that. I think people are happy to finally see it to come to launch and we getting back to our home base and taking care of the things we need to take care of for our people.
Dude, I like to see it. And for those who don't know, he doesn't just do his own comics. He also works on other people's stuff as well.
Yes. And
that's what he's referring to. For those wondering why he hasn't just been working on his own thing, we got families. We got to feed them too. So, so we did bring up the Kickstarter homepage, and we just want to kind of present what a Kickstarter page looks like. You can see here, I had it saved, of course, because I think I saved it as soon as I got the link.
Yeah.
Just it gives you that reminder to say, hey, you have this saved, and it will remind you, like when this went live, I immediately got the notification, hey, Alim just kicked off the Diary of Sweet Pea. Cool. And it literally, I think you can get text alerts, you can get email alerts, you can get all kinds of alerts. However you want your alerts, you can get them. I prefer email, of course, because I don't know. I'm just a glutton, or I'm old school like that. I like to get my emails.
Ways organized and everything. Got you.
Dude, it's the best way to keep me organized is through email. But yeah, so if you want to back the project, you would just hit back the project. And then, but you can scroll through and it tells you the story of the comic book. It tells you some of Alim's work. And it gives you the overview.
Yep. Get a brief introduction to the characters, a look at the interior pages, and of course all the different rewards that we have. Some exciting stuff down there inside of the award section, including Marvel artists, things like that came on board to be a part of the project, whether it be for a cover or to make some custom work for potentially for backers as well.
Which, I mean, this is really cool. And the stretch goals aren't too bad. Still early on. So you've already hit the mobile wallpapers, see?
Yep. That was in a combination between the followers and backers. I combined those two numbers together so we can get them. Because the goal is I want to be able to give people as much as possible. And these digital rewards are an easy way to do that. So it's just a nice little incentive. The more backers, even if people are only putting $1 in there, it adds to the back account, and then I'm able to then unlock these rewards for people along with the things that they purchase.
And then you have the early bird specials, which if you were smart, you would jump in on the early bird specials and get in on some of these, $5 off, $10 off, $15 off. Oh,
so
look at there.
Covers. I think we went over those a little bit last time. That sketch cover, that's for the artists that love to put their own little flair on things. So there, if you want to have Imani fighting Godzilla, you can do that. You just draw it up and throw it in there.
And this is probably my favorite cover right here.
Oh yeah. I love that cover, and that's the hollow chrome that you stopped on now. So that's going to be like a foil print. It's going to sparkle. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, the first time I got that cover, I was like, that's the cover I'm getting right there. We got some completionists.
Yeah, so that's like an a la carte, but at a deep discount. So it's a limited sale because it's very, very, very little profit inside of there.
Yeah.
But for the few people that want to get everything all in one go, it's there for you, and it brings the price overall down significantly.
We got some add-ons, some posters. There's even some trading cards.
Yep.
This the team right here, man.
Yeah, it's the dream team to make it happen.
Then Mike down there looking like a total goofball that he is.
Money Mike.
So, exactly, dude. And for anybody who's like wondering why we're not making fun of Mike, although Mike is really easy to make fun of. The dude's mind for comic books is top tier. If you go back and watch my episode with Mike, like it is a master class of comic book storytelling, writing, Kickstarters, you name it. We discussed it, and it's all there. It was such a freaking amazing episode, and that's how I ended up meeting Alim here. That's how we had both Mike and Alim on at the same time. But now Mike is back, or Alim is back soloing it, so we can kick off this Kickstarter the right way. And I'm going to take that off the screen so we can keep on diving through this Kickstarter, man. So if someone backs today, what kind of journey are they stepping into with Imani?
So the benefit of backing today is you have access to 2 previous issues. So that's close to 90, almost 90 pages of content for you to read through now. And then we have one more after that that'll bring us to the completion of that introductory arc. So it's a good time to get in because most of the journey in this introduction is behind us, and you only have one more to wait for. And as we've gone through from issue to issue, we started off good, and we've gotten up to a level of I want to say great.
Mm-hmm.
We're still searching for that perfection.
Yeah.
Well, we always going to be searching for that. We've come a long way. This is definitely a good time to jump in, I believe. Yeah.
So at the core of Sweet Pea is grief, memory, and power. How does that evolve across these first 3 issues with Imani and her discovering her powers, herself, and kind of who she is?
Yeah. So for those that are new, first time hearing from me or about this project, Imani is a young 14-year-old girl in Philadelphia that's trying to survive an alien invasion. Now, these aliens have unlocked this dormant cosmic energy. They go from dimension to dimension, creating this catalyst event that unleashes this energy that they then harvest and leave the dimension as a husk and move on. But for the first time, sentient life is absorbing that energy, and Imani has an extremely high absorption rate. She's unaware that she's been empowered, but she is one of the few humans that develop these powers. Her powers work subconsciously, so and they sort of affect reality in a way where what she thinks becomes a constructed thing. Now, this affects her in ways that she can't always tell reality from her imagination after she even becomes aware that this is a thing that's happening to her. And this also makes her a person of interest for multiple other groups inside of the story that all are trying to get to the bottom of what's happening or stop what's happening, to our planet.
So yeah, you just hit the big point right there, is that it is a story on a large level about the aliens, but the story focuses on Imani's journey during the alien invasion, which is really cool. Almost like a Quiet Place, if people need something to reference it to, which I haven't even seen A Quiet Place. To be fair to everybody out there, I have never seen a single one of them. So,
some of them were good. Some of them were all right. Quiet Place was okay.
Yeah, I've heard they were good. It's having time to sit down and actually watch it. So,
yep.
But let's talk a little bit more about Imani's powers and her abilities. They're not just powerful; they're dangerous. How does the escalation play out as this story progresses?
Well,
without giving too much away, of course.
Yeah, like I said, Imani has it's a subconscious activation. She hasn't figured out how to willingly control her powers yet. So when she's dealing with things like regret or high levels of grief or emotional trauma, they may manifest in a way that is a hindrance to her. But also when she may just need protection at that time, they can also manifest in a way that's going to, protect her and keep her safe as well. So until she learns to control it, it's both a help and a hindrance to her.
Mm-hmm. So at what point in this story, so when does this shift from a personal story to something much bigger in the grand scheme?
Well, issue 1 is strictly character driven. Issue 2, we opened up the world a little bit, introduced new groups and everything like that. And as we introduced those groups in issue 3, I made the decision to take it a step away from just being a peek into this young girl's diary of survival into the different factions, so that you can get a look at what these other people are doing outside of their interactions with Imani. That was the original goal, to just have it all be, just strictly character driven. But there's so much else going on inside of the world that I don't want it to just be people popping out of the woodworks and falling down through the ceiling into the book and then disappearing again because we're only following Imani. So now we're starting to get a glimpse of what's going on with Fido, Fighters in Defense of Humanity, as well as the Rizoas, which are the ancient enemies of the invading force on planet Earth.
Love it, dude. So much cool little backstories there, man. So much going on. I love it. And I always love books that have like the primary story and then like a secondary story. And then they got this tertiary thing going on in the background. And it's one of those where the writer can easily like lose track of what they're doing if they're not careful. And I love to see that you have it like on point with all that.
Yeah, that's exactly why I made that adjustment. I didn't want to lose track. I didn't want to lose the reader with there's some important things that happen that Imani may not necessarily, have any information on or be aware of, but it's important because it affects her and it affects the story. So we just want to make sure that we get everything in there, while not losing our central focus.
That's why it's so important as you're writing, people, to keep a notebook full of notes about your own story, so you yourself don't get lost in your own sauce when it comes to writing stories.
For sure.
Because it will happen. It doesn't matter who the writer is, it will happen if you're not paying attention to it. So that's why you see my man with all the notebooks in the background.
All kinds of, and those things. I got tons of outlines, character designs, and all kinds of stuff inside of there.
Oh, dude, it's one of those, like, I've seen some people and they have like a bookshelf just full of like scripts and just notes on their stuff they will probably never even like publish or see the light of day. And I'm just like, dude, there's just so much sitting there. And then you think to yourself, like, there's a lot of like legendary artists and writers out there who have that same type of wall, or bots of just notes and storylines that will never see the light of day. They will never be published, but they could be the next big thing. Easily. Yep. But let's talk about some more of the Kickstarter. And so you definitely believe, or a person who believes, that every panel counts, as we had discussed in your first visit to the USDN. How does Kickstarter help you protect that level of creative control?
Well, I'm in full control of the campaign. I was able to build that myself. I don't have to compromise through any kind of partnerships or censorships or anything like that. Besides my own morality is the only filter that I have to deal with, which is high. So I do censor myself a bit, but yeah, I mean, it's all me. It's all my choices. I don't have editor besides Mike, who's a very challenging editor, by the way, but in a good way.
Yeah.
But I don't have somebody telling me, we need to fit this agenda inside of here, or we need to add this target to this demographic or whatever. I'm just telling the story the best way that I know how, in hopes that it resonates with somebody out there.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And Mike's probably one of the, I don't like to toot Mike's horn too much because the boy's got an ego on him, but he's a damn good editor. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
If anybody out there needs an editor, I would highly, highly recommend Mike to anybody. And he's just good about keeping people on the point that they need to be on.
Yeah, he knows this stuff, and he's good. If you listen to him, man, he has some really good advice for how to improve your own writing process as well. So
100%. And like I said earlier, my episode with him, I consider a master class of writing and editing and that kind of stuff. So, but what does backing this campaign allow you to do that a traditional route might limit, such as if you were being published by Dark Horse or Dynamite or Boom or whoever, Image, you know?
Well, for me, it just releases constraints. I'm keeping, besides the percentage that Kickstarter takes for the overall campaign, I determine the pricing based on the expenses of creating the book and then going on to print and ship the book out. I determine how much I can print and things like that. There's a lot of red tape that you have to go through when you get with one of those guys. And I get to go move at my own pace. I don't want to make a book and then not have a follow-up book the next month if we're talking about dealing with one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm not able to do that right now. So for me, there's the hardworking guy that's trying to do this to the best of his ability. Kickstarter is perfect because it allows me to move at my own pace and engage directly with the public at large.
That's the key right there, isn't it?
Yep.
And it's not just being like present. I mean, y'all seen how well his Kickstarter page was organized. I mean, it's one of the better ones because you can see some Kickstarter like front pages that are just a hot mess. But that one, it's very well laid out. It's very well organized the way it should be. It's easy to go through and it's a very well put together campaign, which I always enjoy seeing. You don't have to dig through a mess to find what you're looking for in there. Because when I do back individuals and projects on Kickstarter, it's one of those where I'm looking for that. I'm looking for key things. Like I want to see who worked on the book. I want to see what, if it hits certain goals. Like stretch goals I'm not doing it for stretch goals or for freebies. I'm doing it because I legitimately believe in the project. That's why I'm going to be backing it. But it's one of those where you have a curiosity checklist in your head, like everybody else. And so when you go to a Kickstarter page, you're expecting it to hit certain check marks in your own head.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're looking for. Is it clean? Is it well put together? Can you see who's working on the book? Can you see, the
just the interior pages and things like that?
Yeah, just is there a cool little video? Because that's a big thing now, is you have to have at least some type of video of the comic book kind of coming to life, so to speak.
Right.
And giving you some I don't want to say spoilers, because spoilers, I don't believe in spoilers, but just a little bit of a taste of what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those where, and those things aren't cheap to make unless you know how to do it yourself, which, if you do, then hey, shoot me a message in, because I want to know how to do it myself too. But yeah, and that's a big thing with Kickstarters is make sure it's organized. Make sure it tells the story of your project and you and the project. So for people watching right now and listening later, what do backers actually get when they support Sweet Pea?
Well, we have a lot going on, so you can get a digital copy, or all the digital copies of issues 1 through 3 if that's what you prefer. We also have the physical copies available, of course. For the new issue, we have 4 covers. We have our standard cover by our interior artist Yusef Shitu. If you want to count the sketch cover, then we have that available as well. That's what I mentioned before, where you get to basically do your own thing with that and flesh your own artistic talent, or just scribble, tag it up with a permanent marker if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah.
And we have J. Travis Smith, the IDW artist, Second Sight Publishing, and a long list of others who did a cover as well. Mark McKenna did a cover. He's a longtime Marvel artist since, I believe, 1985. He's worked with DC and a couple of other people. Long list of titles that he's worked on, and now you can add the Diary of Sweet Pea to that as well. Then we also have posters. We have some trading cards, which is our first time printing those out. Just you get the character on front and then some trivia and information about that character on the back of the cards. And then like inside of the stretch goals is bookmarks and other things like that. But what I wanted to try to do was, because the cost of shipping, I mean, that's not shipping, well, actually that too, but the cost of shipping has gone up significantly. So we starting off with a very low goal, only $1,000, and the quality of the book is pretty standard. But as we climb in the stretch goals, the monetary stretch goals, then the quality of the book also improves. So it's not just me taking the money, it's me taking less, but I'm getting a little bit more in return. So the cover goes up to a thicker cover that's a little less floppy. The interior pages also get a higher quality. Everything's get like a nice set feel to it, all kinds of stuff. It's just a thank you for the level of success that I'm hoping for. But either way, you know, as long as I can get to print the book out, I'm happy. And I think people are going to be pleased when they get the book in their hands.
And I don't think people really realize that, or maybe they don't pay attention to the different comic books on their shelf at their local comic shop. There's different card stocks that are used for the covers. There's different types of like weights of paper that are used on the interiors, and it determines really the overall quality of the book and the longevity that book will last. And so, and like he was saying, the more support he gets, the better paper quality that he can eventually, when he goes to print the book, print on. So if you want a better quality book, make sure you give some support if you're going to be backing the book, because that's really, at the end of the day, what is being paid for at the end of the day is that the paper quality, and then they're going to hit you with the shipping, because that's the two heaviest hitting, most expensive things that any comic book artist or creator is going to deal with: shipping costs, paper. And it's not gotten any cheaper.
I mean, it's not like we're printing on toilet tissue if I just meet the minimum funding goal or anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's just like a more luxurious feel as we go up in the levels and everything like that. So man.
Think of it as a difference of a magazine quality page versus a newspaper quality page.
Right, exactly.
So I know who is it? I think it's Mad Cave that does the almost like a newspaper stock paper. But it's cool. It feels cool to me. I dig it because it reminds me of the old school.
I
like newspapers from when I was a kid.
Mad if we ended up doing that, you're still going to get a quality book. You're going to have, it's like the page turns are still going to be nice. Everything's going to feel good inside of your hands. It's not like you gotta, use tweezers so you don't rip the page or anything like that.
And you know what I love about it too? I love the sound that each different type of paper makes when you turn it. Like each weight, each everything just has a different feel to the page. The sound it makes when you're turning it over. Dude, to me, I don't know. I'm a nerd when it comes to, like, it's the little things about a book that make a book. Like in the sounds the paper makes, the smell the paper has, all that stuff.
Just turning the page, man. I still prefer having a book inside of my hands over sliding
100%
up and down on a PDF.
100%. 100%. Because you get the full experience, when you're holding it, and you can smell the pages, and you turn the page and it makes a special sound. I might read after this. So I know we went through the page earlier. Is there anything extra or anything like special that if they jump in early? I know I showed it earlier, but let's hit that again.
I mean, I'm not sure when we're going to, are we live now or are we doing it?
Oh, we always live.
All right. Well then, if you jump in right now, you got until midnight to take advantage of the early bird sales. Those are still available right now. So the PDF digital is $5 off. That brings that down to $5. The covers are all $5 off. That brings the standard down to 10, and that brings the variant covers down, I believe, to 10 and 15. And that collector's bundle is the sorry, not collector, completionist bundle is the one that I want people to really take a look at, because you get in 5 books, issue 1 and 2, and all the covers for issue 3. You're getting 3 posters, 2 stickers, and the 2 trading cards. Early bird, that's down to $60. Now, mind you, after the early bird special, each book is $15 by itself. So you can imagine this is a huge sale.
It's the time to jump in right now.
Yeah.
Which is probably what I'm going to do when we finish up here, is jump in and get in on it, because I need issues 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, please take advantage of the early bird sales. Yeah. They're there to help drive forward the towards that funding goal, but they're also there for people to take advantage of and save a couple of dollars as well.
Yeah, I'm all about saving some money. Kids in college, man, you know what I'm going through.
Yep, I know it, man. Don't tell me about it.
But so you're building this while also raising a family. How does that real life responsibility show up in not just your work, but also the amount of work you get to put out?
Yeah, I mean, I have to steal time from myself to be able to follow my passions right now. Hopefully one day we get a big hit and it'll allow me to take at least some of the overtime off of my plate.
Oh yeah.
But I steal as much time as possible. I discovered this passion during the COVID 2020. So I was out on furlough and I was able to dedicate all of my time to it. And I realized this is genuinely what I love to do and what I would love to do with my life. But for right now, I have a wife, 5 children, from a freshman in college down to a kindergartner. So there's a lot of responsibility.
Freaking adorable.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I got some things outside to take care of. I ask you to be patient with me. Hopefully, you like what I'm doing and you're able to support it, which will allow me to be more free to create more work for you and get started on some of these other projects as well.
I love to hear it, dude. And if y'all haven't seen the video of him and baby boy kicking off Sweet Pea, go follow Alim. Check that video out, because it is freaking adorable. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's great. But, I might let him take over as my marketing lead.
Hey, you want to hit that $1,000?
That's the one.
That's the one right there. So as this campaign grows, what are you hoping to unlock next for Sweet Pea?
Well, I want to get started immediately on issue number 4. I also want to get out and see people again and get back to the convention scene, that circuit. Maybe a little bit more local, start with some small things, but, shake some hands, get issue 4 done so you can have a complete introduction into this world that I'm crafting, and then maybe give you a peek into some of the other things that I've been working on. I'm thinking maybe after issue 4, I drop a graphic novel, so it's everything together all in once, and I can get back to the Diary of Sweet Pea again.
And that's a really popular thing to do right now. I know a lot of others that do the same thing. They'll do 4 or 5 books, maybe even 6, especially if they're on the smaller side. Like if they're only 20, 22 pages, they'll do like 5 or 6 books and then drop a graphic novel, which I enjoy seeing. I think it's really cool to do that.
Yeah, I would do that. Only way that I would do that is if I go in and add some additional content or something. So the people that already purchased the originals, and I mean, like, some behind the scenes stuff is cool, but just a couple of pages here and there in between issues or in between moments to add to the story.
I like it when they do, like when you get one that has the covers from the series in it.
Yeah.
Like they're their own individual pages in the book, and then you maybe get some like character development pages. I always think those are really cool.
Yeah.
Or just a little bit more description of certain characters that you may have caught a glimpse of, and you're like, ooh, I wonder about that character. That he didn't really hit on that too much. And they give like a character background on particular characters who may have played a part in the story, but may not have gotten a lot of panel time.
Right.
I always think that's really cool to see. But how big does this story get from here?
Man, so I mean, it's a huge world. it's like I said, we've got Fighters in Defense of Humanity. We've got the Bane, which are the invading alien force. We have the Rizoas, who are their ancient enemies. We have the Illuminated, who are the people who are absorbing that energy and becoming superpowered. And then we also have the Sons of Adam, Last Sons of Adam, which is like a purist cult that's trying to maintain what they believe to be humanity and their human values inside of the world that we live in. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and we've only really focused on the central figure, who is Imani, but there's a lot of stories to be told in here. And Imani's story is far from done by the time we get done with this introduction. She has a lot of story left, so there's a lot of ways that we can go.
Oh, 100%. And I'm here for it, dude. I mean, you know, you're always welcome back here to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Sure.
So let's talk directly to the audience right now. This will be live again on both podcasts and platforms, and live again on YouTube, probably most likely Sunday morning before you go to church. But if somebody is on the fence right now, why should they back the Diary of Sweet Pea?
The Diary of Sweet Pea is a unique story. It's not really like anything that you've seen before. I know you've heard that before, but it's really because you're getting something from a unique creator. You know, I'm not the standard of what you've been used to, a very observant person. I've made a lot of observations throughout my life, and now I'm trying to present those in a way for people to enjoy. So if you take a chance on me, I don't think that you'll be disappointed, man. It's just something that's fun, it's exciting, and it's surprising.
I won't argue. It really is. I think I've read volume 1, but I'm still going to be getting in on the early bird special because I want all 3 physical copies. But if y'all are watching right now and you want to support creator-owned comics, this is your moment. Back the Diary of Sweet Pea on Kickstarter. Just simply go to Kickstarter, type in the Diary of Sweet Pea. You have 28 days from today, March 27th, to get in on this book. And not only support Alim and what he's doing, but support the Diary of Sweet Pea because it is a phenomenal book, phenomenal art. Shout out to the whole team that helped put this book together because they are some phenomenal creators. But Alim, before I let you go, man, tell everybody where they can find you.
So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All you have to do is look up Sweet Pea Comic or Alter Ego Arts. We'll be right there waiting for you.
And it's really just that simple. Even I could do it. So, but this is what indie comics is all about. Real stories, real creators, built from the ground up. Alim is building something with the Diary of Sweet Pea, and now it's live for the world to support. Head over to Kickstarter, back this project, and as always, I'm the chairman. This is the USDN Podcast, where indie comics come to life. The Council of Nerds is now adjourned. Y'all be safe out there. Happy Friday.
It's a trap!